This is a guide on installing a screen onto an Alienware M15 R4 laptop. As you can see, this laptop does not have a display at all. It got damaged in an unfortunate dismembering accident, but it still works and displays video on a new LCD. This is the old assembly, and it has its Wi-Fi cable severed and has several scuffs and bruises, as well as its LCD is fully cracked. Here we have another display assembly with a 300Hz LCD that we'll attempt to install. Shut down the laptop, disconnect the power cord, and remove the tester LCD. Flip the laptop body over and begin by removing the back cover screws. There are 4 phillips screws on the bottom edge. The 2 corner screws are longer than the 2 inner screws. Remove 2 more screws in the 2 upper corners. Then remove the final 2 screws from the sides. You may need to pull out the screw and support it with your fingers to get it out fully. Use a plastic pick to open the back cover. Set the back cover aside. Disconnect the battery by lifting the securing tape and pulling away the connector. Tuck the battery cable out of the way. There are 2 more phillips screws on the back panel. Remove both of them. Use a plastic peg from the side to shift the back panel forward. Lift the black plastic and disconnect the back panel lights connector from underneath. Push on both sides of the back panel evenly and separate it from the laptop. Remove 4 phillips screws on the right hinge mount. Remove 4 more phillips screws on the left hinge mount. Remove the left hinge, then the right hinge. Pick out the video cable from its guiding channel. Lift the securing tape, and using a plastic pick to open the connector bracket, disconnect the video cable and a tiny connector immediately next to it that is also attached to the same cable. Remove the video cable. Remove 1 phillips screw from the Wi-Fi connector's bracket. Remove the bracket. And using a plastic pick, pop off the 2 Wi-Fi antenna connectors. Remove the old Wi-Fi cable. At this point, the new display assembly can be installed. Position the hinges at a proper angle and set the display assembly down, making sure no cables are being pinched. Replace 1 phillips screw on the right hinge, then 1 more on the left hinge. Replace the remaining 3 screws on the right hinge. Replace the 3 screws on the left hinge. Insert the video cable into its guiding channel. Insert the Wi-Fi antenna cable into its guiding channel. Flip the laptop over and stretch the Wi-Fi cable to the Wi-Fi card. Reconnect the 2 Wi-Fi connectors and press down with a plastic pick to secure them. Replace the Wi-Fi connector bracket and secure it with a phillips screw. Prepare the video connector for reconnection. Make sure that the video connector bracket is on top of the connector, and using both hands gently insert the video connector onto the motherboard. Lock the connector's bracket. Reconnect the tiny connector to the right of the video jack. Secure it with tape. Reconnect the battery connector. Flip the laptop over and reconnect the power cable, as some laptops need it to start with a new LCD. Press the power button to test the new LCD. The computer makes an unpleasant sound indicating that the LCD isn't found. At this point, it makes sense to reconnect all accessible connectors and try again, but we have no luck. After trying all sorts of steps, it becomes obvious that the new replacement assembly has a video cable issue, and it is decided to salvage the new assembly and Frankenstein it with a brand new LCD and the old 30-pin video cable that was known to work. We quickly remove the hinge screws and the Wi-Fi connector bracket. The Wi-Fi connectors are unplugged. We free the cables from the guiding channels and remove the display assembly. Proceed on removing the bezel from the display assembly. Start at the left edge, gently pulling the plastic by the inner edge away from the screen. The LCD is glued in place with 2 strips of stretch adhesive on both sides, but the pull tabs are folded underneath and are inaccessible. So we have to use a heat gun to warm up the edges of the display assembly to release the LCD. Use a heat gun to warm up the back side of the display assembly and ensure that the surface stays warm to the touch but not burning. Use plastic picks to claw out the old LCD. You may be able to grab a strand of the adhesive and stretch it out to release it. Flip the LCD over and peel the protective tape over its connector. Open the connector's bracket using a plastic pick and set the old LCD aside. Remove 3 Phillips screws from the left hinge to free up the video cable. Disconnect the accessory connector, remove the old 40-pin video cable. Place the new 30-pin video cable near the hinge and reconnect the accessory connector and secure the video cable into its guiding channel. Replace the left hinge and secure it with 3 Phillips screws. Reconnect the video cable onto the new LCD. Using a microfiber cloth and alcohol, wipe the sides of the new LCD clean. Apply 2 strips of the new adhesive that can be found on LaptopScreen.com, one on the right side and one on the left. Lift the LCD up and place it into the assembly. Gently press on the edges of the display to catch the adhesive. Replace the bezel, putting gentle pressure around the perimeter to close the tabs underneath. Place the display assembly face down onto the laptop body and replace the 4 Phillips screws on the left hinge, then 4 more screws on the right hinge. Guide the video cable into its channel and reconnect the video connector. Secure the connector's bracket, then reconnect the tiny accessory connector to the right of the video jack. Secure it with tape. Reconnect the Wi-Fi antenna cables and use a plastic pick to press down on the Wi-Fi connectors. Secure the Wi-Fi connector bracket with 1 Phillips screw. Replace the back panel by evenly sliding it from both sides. Reconnect the lights connector under the black plastic. Reconnect the battery connector. Replace the back cover. Replace 2 longer Phillips screws in the 2 bottom corners. Then replace 2 more longer screws on each side in the middle. Replace 2 screws on the bottom edge in the middle, and 2 more screws at the top 2 corners. Replace the final 2 Phillips screws in the back panel. Flip the laptop over and plug in the power cable at the back. Open the laptop and it should start by itself. The new LCD is working and we're done.